Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing an EIK WM France Deck G456 game with Mercator, Raycraft, and Thatcher. I'm just talking with Ray Krabs about he put in draft 10 and didn't say anything, and so I'm just complaining about that because I think G456 has more than enough power creep. I don't think we need to power creep as well with the cards. I actually think that's an issue that the site has relative to the base game. It's difficult for people to come and play with us because the difference in the game is quite marked because of the power creep from the cards. Yeah, he wants to play a power game, but nobody will play. Looks like my internet's not doing so well today. I don't know what's going on. Looking at this first pile, it's pretty clear the pick is Overachiever. The rest of this pile is quite weak. Yeah, Storehouse Minder I like, but let's look at this one. Junior Partner. That would be more playable if we could see the miners at the same time. Head of the Revolution is fine. Treasure Hunter is fine. Wheelbarrow Pusher. I think I like... Treasure Hunter is neat. I also like Wheelbarrow Pusher with Overachiever just because it gets me that first room really reliably. I can go on the one read space no problem, get a couple wood, get a couple stone, go for first growth with Overachiever. Should be pretty strong. I think Treasure Hunter is a better card, but I think with Overachiever I like Wheelbarrow Pusher better. The other thing is Wheelbarrow Pusher is a card that benefits from having more actions, so more actions I can get the better. Wow. This pack must have been really exceptional. I see Deck Collector, Fencing Master, like both of those cards. Part-Time Builder is pretty good, but I mean it's not really close compared to Deck Collector. Deck Collector can guarantee my Overachiever build in round 13. I can definitely do some like crazy stuff. Build like, I don't know, what's often available, like Stone Oven or Basket Maker's Workshop, depending on the game. But yeah, this is a pretty nuts pick. Hey Doe Academy, hope you're doing well. Yeah, tough pack, yeah. Although I think it's pretty clear that Deck Collector is the best pick out of that. Wheelbarrow Pusher is worse when you take a card like Fencing Master, because you really want to play Fencing Master first and then Wheelbarrow Pusher. Whereas with Wheelbarrow Pusher, you really want to play it with your first action and then use it with your second action on the one read space in round 1. Because if you don't, then the one read space isn't there in round 2, and then you're waiting till round 3 before you can use it. Yeah, this is a very... This pack was also quite nice. I think Cactus Farmer is really cool, and I think Pasture Planner is really cool, and I think Borrower is really cool. Yeah, Cactus Farmer with Overachiever seems like a fantastic combo. Pasture Planner I think is pretty good as well. I think we'll go with Cactus Farmer. Build some free stables. Overachiever gives us major improvement actions that even if we can't use, Cactus Farmer can use. So Fencing Master can be so good. Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure. Like, I like playing a lot of occupations anyways, and then getting wood every time you do so. Oof. Oof. It's wonderful. It's quite a strong start. I mean, Deck Collector, Cactus Farmer, you would have thought those were my first two picks, but Ray and Thatcher started with good packs, it looks like. Yeah, I think Cactus Farmer is really cool. This pick... this pick is pretty interesting, actually. I think something like Storehouse Minder. Storehouse Minder is a good card. The timing of it is a little awkward. Because, like, before my first growth, I want to play Wheelbarrow Pusher, Overachiever, and Cactus Farmer. Doing all three of those things, using the improvement from Cactus Farmer and 2 improvements for Overachiever is, like, relatively difficult to do. So I think a card like Storehouse Minder, while it does get a stone and read early, I'm not sure. I'm thinking that I'll take a card like Mendicant. I think like Kelp Gatherer might be a bit better, but I just think with Overachiever, I really want to push out cards as early as I can, and then making up for that later with Mendicant seems like it should be fine. And this pick, I could do Fence Builder, because Fence Builder plus my Wheelbarrow Pusher, I could do something like that, put it on the 1 wood space. Whenever there's 1 wood there, go there, spend my wood for fencing. And in fact, I think that's what I'll take, just because the rest of these cards are quite weak. And I might get a miner that wants me to buff up those actions as well. So I have a similar issue here. Well, Chess Player, whenever you go on the read space, you receive a stone. So I could turn the read into a read, stone, wood, food, and fence space, which seems kind of interesting. Yeah. The other pick I would go for is Gardening Enthusiast. Gardening Enthusiast, gets me a grain, which maybe I bake with an oven, like if I build clay oven. Or Clay Worker gets me clay to build major improvements with, which is definitely good. I could play any of these, honestly. I could play any of these. Master Brewer I would not take. I think you could justify any of the rest of these. Clay Worker makes your wood grabs better, which I want a lot of with Overachiever, because I probably want to build 2 wood rooms. Chess Player makes my 1 read space actions better for my Wheelbarrow Pusher. Now, realistically, how many of these am I going to do after playing Chess Player? Probably not that many. I'll do a lot more Clay Worker actions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the pick is Clay Worker here. Although Gardening Enthusiast is better timing, because Gardening Enthusiast I can play later in the game, and I do have a lot of early game occupations at the moment. But I think Clay Worker is good enough that it justifies it. And then I see a card like Clay Supports. Clay Supports is very good. Sunday School is also very good for me, because I want to push out my occupations as quickly as possible. Moor Pond looks awesome. Plow a field and sow. Yeah, if I had taken the Gardening Enthusiast, that would look pretty good. Scorched Earth, whenever I fence, 2 food for each additional pasture. Interesting. Underground Shed I don't need. So for me, I'm looking at Sack Cart, Moor Pond, Clay Supports, Sunday School. I think I take Clay Supports with Clay Worker, with Overachiever. This looks like a 5-room game. Should be quite strong. So I'd probably build a wood room and then Clay Support 3 rooms. Maybe. We'll see. It'll depend on what comes around. Midi Lal says clay supports, and Doe Academy says supports is so nice. Yes, agreed with both of you. Especially with Clay Worker. And then Wheelbarrow Pusher gets me, kind of gets me the read that I'll need. Yeah. So the only question is, do I build a wood room and then clay support after, or do I do other stuff? Or do I go right for the, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm Harvest Totem, if I'd taken more pawns, seems pretty interesting because it's very easy to get that grain field. All you need is one grain, and then you play, especially with Overachiever, I could play more field and then Harvest Totem immediately after, which seems pretty cool. I don't have any bonus point occupation, so I think I probably don't take Bounty. Drain Pawn is fine. Pretty sure the pick here is Dre, just because it works with my Wheelbarrow Pusher. Yeah, I don't want to compete. I think it might come back, but I don't want to compete with anyone over it. So yeah, with Dre and Wheelbarrow Pusher, additional 1 building resource of your choice and 1 food for both of them. So that means I can turn the 1 wood space into like 3 wood, 2 food, and a fence action. Seems pretty good. Is this a Rooster game? This might actually be a Rooster game because it gets me my Wheelbarrow Pusher into 1 read, which might actually be like pretty important. Now, having said that, Dovetail Joints with Cactus Farmer is something. Actually, yeah, Dovetail Joints with Cactus Farmer looks like an amazing combo. With Overachiever, I can play Dovetail Joints on Cactus Farmer, or so I play some like Dre or whatever with Cactus Farmer, and then Dovetail Joints on Overachiever, and then for my major improvement, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it's definitely Dovetail Joints here. Although Rooster looks pretty cool. Winter Pond is a great card, but I think, how do I pass on Dovetail Joints? The only other thing I would consider is Kindling. I mean, Winter Pond is good. Piggy Bank with Wheelbarrow Pusher giving me 2, like in Dre, giving me 2 food per round is kind of interesting. Kindling is interesting with the Cactus Farmer because you can play, you know, a well or whatever. Dovetail and Rooster. I can 1 wood. Rooster prevents your plans from going south. Yeah, I think I like Dovetail Joints though. I think it's gonna be like quite strong. Building a free major improvement is pretty strong. Yeah, Rooster does prevent my plans from going south. You're right about that. I get that Wheelbarrow Pusher guaranteed round 1. But you know what? I think it's probably okay to do this. This pick... Wild Fruit. 3 food on this card from the General Supply. Whenever you get a grain or vegetable outside the harvest, take a food. So this is a free miner. I want lots of those with Cactus Farmer. Nail Basket, kind of anti-combo with Fence Builder. I think it's probably, might even be a better card than Fence Builder. But the problem with Nail Basket is if I put a stone on the 1 wood space, it doesn't actually activate my Wheelbarrow Pusher and Dre. Like, I can't take 1 wood and 1 stone. So I think probably the pick is Wild Fruit here. Just need cheap free cards. Yeah, the reason I like Dovetail is because it lets, I can immediately build the joinery right after, which seems pretty strong. So I don't need Underground Shed because I build stables normally. Don't think I need baguette. I don't have a clay source. Don't need woodwork. I could play outhouse, I guess. I get some passive clay from clay worker. Although I hope I'm gonna have better uses for them. I could do scorched earth. I don't know. I'm not sure about scorched earth. I haven't like. I think if I'm gonna go big house, like big family, I'm gonna need a lot of food. Scorched earth seems like a small family, lots of food card. I think I'm gonna have a lot of family members, and I'm gonna have plenty of ways of getting point ceiling with cactus farmer, debt collector, you know, lots of major improvements. So I think I just take outhouse here. And then timetable makes my outhouse free, which is appealing. I'm pretty surprised harvest totem came back. Apple tree is something. Yeah, timetable for only 2 resources is pretty weak, especially because odds are outhouse will not be playable if people push occupations out early. Again, the only cards with bonus point symbols available to me are the Joinery, Pottery, Basket Maker's Workshop, which I wouldn't mind building. I mean, if I'm only going to build the Joinery, maybe that's enough. Food to play a vegetable. Maybe this is enough on its own. Yeah, the rest of the cards don't seem... Apple tree is fine, but if I have to plow a field early, then something's gone wrong with my game. And kindling came back, and I'm definitely taking kindling here. It makes the fireplaces and cooking hearths activate my cactus farmer, which is nice. Yeah. Like with kindling, what I can do is I can overachiever family growth minor kindling, and then major improvement, 2 clay for the 3 clay fireplace or 3 clay for the 4 clay cooking hearth, activating my cactus farmer. And then on the next family growth, I could do something like dovetail joints into free joinery. Maybe play bounty at some point. I don't know. We'll see. I would like if Sunday Worker could get passed to me in round 1. That would be awesome if that could happen. Just because I would, or if it could get passed to someone else, that would be okay too. Although Sunday School does mean there are fewer actions on the board, so that means people are more likely to leave good actions lying around, which makes Wheelbarrow Pusher worse. But I don't know. Cactus Farmer playing Dre in round 3 just seems like it would be like stupidly good. We start second, which is the perfect place to start in. It's the absolute best starting position according to the stats. You start with the same food as 3rd and 4th, but you get action priority over them. Oh, Ray Krebs playing Rooster. There it is. So we start 3rd. So I guess it would have been quite bad if Thatcher had played Rooster. I mean, there's still a chance that, Mercator might play an occupation over Reedstone Food. But I mean, I won't complain about getting Reedstone Food in stage 1. I shouldn't. Need 3 Ox early, Cactus, Overachiever, Wheelbarrow. I like Clay Worker. I think probably Cactus, Wheelbarrow, Pusher, Clay Worker. Hopefully Overachiever can come in round 5 or round 6. So we do get Reedstone Food. So here's Fencing Master for Ray Krebs. And here's Junior Partner. So I have to imagine that this Junior Partner is anticipating Sunday School round 1. That's like the number 1 reason that I think he would play this card. Maybe Mercator even took Sunday School himself. I don't know how far it would have gotten around. What did I see that in my second pack? Was it in the same pack as Dre? Or was it in the pack with dovetail joints? It was second or third pack, I'm pretty sure. Also, good to remember, round 14, start player, has a point on it. So, leaving myself a minor improvement to play in round 14 is a thing. Ray Krebs, start player Clay Roof when he's already the start player. So definitely looks like we're going to see some interesting play from Ray. So this is where I could maybe plow a field over 2 clay, assuming Thatcher would take the 2 clay, because then the field would enable me to play the 1 wood, 1 point, get a food each harvest. It would not be awful. Because 2 clay, I don't really care about 2 clay that much. Sure, it gets me my outhouse, gets me the fireplace, but like, I kind of wanted clay worker out to get me that clay as well. So, I don't know. Hard to say. Here's clay roof. Okay, so yeah, we've got the improvement spam, occupation spam early from Ray. Pasture planner now. So the interesting question is, does he have like real estate agent or something? So do we do wheelbarrow pusher here? I think we probably do. Actually, you know what? No, because wheelbarrow pusher I'm not going to activate with my second action. Clay worker I might activate with my second action. So let's play clay worker here. I could just do 2 read as well. 2 read would have been a fine action. But I think I still want to set up my wheelbarrow pusher and my Dre combo. I think the 2 of them together are going to be pretty good. Clay worker is mad at this point. I don't agree with that. Not considering that I have clay supports in hand. And outhouse and overachiever and kindling. Like this is a game where I could buy 3 out of the 4 cooking improvements. I could do something like that. Like I could buy the fireplace for 1 clay, the 3 clay fireplace for 2 clay, and upgrade one of them to a cooking hearth or something. Like I could do some kind of silly stuff, I think. Especially because they're all minor improvements and I have overachiever. Like I could basically say, you guys are not getting any food from animals for the rest of the game. And most of the time doing that just makes it really good for the other person that's got a cooking improvement. So I'm not planning on it, but there are some silly stuff. There is some silly stuff that I can do. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, like the other thing is I'm getting 2 wood back. I don't really want to start player here. I want to save my miners for once Cactus Farmer's out. Doe Academy says, if Reno comes first and you have Cactus out, Reno Clay Supports is really nice for the second stable. Yeah, I agree. That seems reasonable. Well, this is unusual. Kind of surprised seeing Ray fencing like this. Assume he must have some payoff for that. We've got Sunday School passed to us by Mercator. So I could play Sunday School. Sunday School would let me play like Cactus Farmer Overachiever at the end of round 3. Should I do that? That seems like it's quite a bit better than taking 2 wood. Although I am making, yeah, there's going to be some good actions for my opponents, but I think this is okay. The other thing is, if I don't get Wheelbarrow Pusher round 3, then I play it and Cactus Farmer together, then play my Dre on Cactus Farmer, and then round 4 I'm nicely set up to take 1 wood. Yeah, Medilol, Wheelbarrow, and Cactus Farmer. Yeah, it might be over. Like I could maybe play Wheelbarrow Pusher next round. Like it'll depend what the options are. If I get 4 wood passed to me, like I'll take 4 wood for sure. Or if I get or Reedstone Food. Yeah, Reedstone Food looks excellent. Or sorry, 4 wood. It looks excellent. Reedstone Food is taken. Get a clay from Clay Worker. So I wouldn't actually put the guest on my farm because the problem is after Ray Krebs takes his turn, it's going to pass to Mercator. He doesn't want to show his guest until Thatcher's done his second action. Or until Ray Krebs has done his second action. That's when you want to show your guest. And I'm seeing a lot of red. I'm sorry, guys. Looks like I might be dropping a lot of frames. I'm sorry about that. Seems like recently our internet has just not been as reliable, which is kind of a pain. Yeah. Ray, head of the revolution. Okay. We kind of could have guessed that, considering the pasture planner coming out this early. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can get all his fencing done next round. But he already used a fence action. I don't get using the fence action. That doesn't make sense to me. I guess maybe he's trying to scare other people away from the sheep, but sheep don't come till round 4. I don't know. And now is the time where we send our farm with the guest token on it. Because it's going to come around to us naturally now. Ooh, perpetual student. Wow. And I just passed Sunday school to him. Very, very good for Thatcher. Also, Mercator taking... He probably took junior partner with like his last pick. And then got Sunday school. And was like, well, if Sunday school goes all the way around, junior partner's an 8 food action. Which is quite good for your first occupation. Looks like Ray going for 6 wood. And there's going to be 4 wood available. So there's actually not going to be anything for me to wheelbarrow push next round. Which is unfortunate. So we've got photographer, which is get bonus points at the end of the game. And then we've got undergardener, which is whenever you day labor, get a vegetable. So my occupations are wheelbarrow pusher. And then cactus farmer. So here's cactus farmer very quickly. And then I will immediately play Dre, building a stable. Here's Dre. Dre's the same card as Wheelbarrow Pusher, it just is a minor instead. So yeah, unfortunate that there's not going to be a 1 wood action. This is a point where I'm actually so happy that I played Took Mendicant, because it's going to let me gamble. Like, I can gamble on these 4 food actions coming back to me. I think it's not too much of a gamble. Definitely Ray wants one of them, but I think Ray's 6 wood first move. Thatcher definitely I think Thatcher will take... He'll start player Sunday school before... Wow. Ray passes the... I guess he couldn't afford to not get one, or else he was going to beg 3 or 4. Beg 2 or 3, I guess. But yeah, passing 6 wood to Mercator there. Yikes. That's a bad spot to be in. I'm going to gamble that the food is going to come back and take 4 wood, into clay. And if it doesn't come back, then reedstone food should come back, in which case I get to do a reedstone food action. Also, Thatcher playing Sunday School will be the end of the timing for my outhouse. So gotta keep that in mind. Yeah, Thatcher's playing his perpetual student. He doesn't care about fishing. He wants to get food and playing occupations at the same time. Reformer. Okay, so we've got 2 players that can hold animals, and sheep came in round 4. So the kindling, building fireplace, cooking hearth is looking a lot worse than it was before. That's for sure. Oh, Ray took another 4 food fishing action. Oh, I'm pretty sure reedstone food is coming back, and then we'll beg 2. The downside about begging 2 is that we're left in a spot where we don't have any food to play overachiever. So 2 food. But I mean, we can take 1 wood, activate our Dre twice. We definitely have ways around it. Thatcher playing start player set card. I guess you get the green in round 5 for doing that. Thatcher maybe took the gardening enthusiast. Although gardening enthusiast plus set card is a little redundant, but maybe has some combos that he wants to get going. So 1 stone is available, so I could take stone over the wood. But I'm pretty sure I want to take the 1 wood space, because, well, I'm not actually sure about that. I think what I want to do, I guess I do have clay support, so I could maybe hold on. Midilal is saying take both. I don't think I'll take both, because 3 reed for clay supports is like pretty awesome. Although I do get 3 resources and 2 food from those 2 spaces. But like passing 3 reed seems like a bad idea. Although Ray didn't take 3 reed for some reason. Oh, did he pay his scorched earth food? I never noticed. I assume he must have. Or he fenced before he played scorched earth. So this way you don't get a negative from it. I assume that must have been what happened. That seems pretty cool. The other thing is we could take 5 clay here. We could take 5 clay or 3 reed. Both of those are reasonable options. Thing is, clay worker gets us clay, so I think we take the reed with our first move, and then we can take a bunch of stuff on the 1 wood space. I think I take the 3 reed over activating them twice. And the reason for that is 3 reed passing to Ray is really good for Ray. I do want to think about building a room possibly as well. Like Thatcher hasn't built a room yet. So if family growth comes round 6, I don't want to reno, I just want to build a wood room. Because because building a room gets me family growth round 7 with 0 start player actions. Although Thatcher does have turn priority over me right now, which negates that somewhat. Also, outhouse is a dead card now, as usual. Gray Krebs going for 2 sheep. Yeah, definitely this is looking like it'll be food tight. Looking like it's going to be a food tight game. So 1 wood plus C plus wood S plus FF. So wood S. Did I already take the clay? No. So yeah, I think I'm gonna live on that 1 wood space. Compared to day labor, there's Reno. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Thatcher's building a room here with his first move. So then I will, yeah. So I'll go for clay rooms. Definitely. So yeah, Reno clay supports. Looks like the play here. The only issue is, well, you know what? No issue. What am I saying? Because Mercator's going to start player. So Mercator start players, which gives me turn priority over Ray, which means I can double build round 7, which means I can maybe even do more than double build. It'll depend on what my second action this round will be. One wood into Reno. I think I probably Reno first, just in case. Just in case Mercator has some crazy reason to Reno early. I think, like, maybe Mercator is thinking about Reno plus well. So I think, or Reno plus cooking hearth. No, not Reno plus cooking hearth. Reno plus fireplace for his to eat his food from day labor. Ooh, guest is interesting. Guest is really interesting. Because I could play it here. But I think playing clay supports makes sense. So Reno, clay, pay for all, get a free stable. Yeah, I can always win read. Yeah, exactly. And no one's gonna go on 1 wood. 1 wood is not contested. The other thing I want to keep in mind is I do want to play Overachiever at some point, so I do want to hopefully get ahead on my food. Like if I could get my... Yeah, getting the joinery out, it's not going to be able to happen until... Like I won't be able to eat a wood until the round 9 harvest at the earliest. There's no way for me to get the joinery out. I've got to play... I actually have to play Overachiever, which I need to remember. This is potentially a game where I get Basket Maker's Workshop, Joinery, and Pottery all with Bounty in hand, but Bounty I think is just too slow. Like I'm not going to have time to play it. I can take an extra clay and triple build. I'm definitely planning on building more than 1 room. Definitely planning on building more than 1 room. So I could go take 3 clay and triple build. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a good option. Wood. So plus C plus CC plus FF. And then I triple build, guaranteeing my round 8 family growth action. Yeah, no, definitely triple build. Yeah, definitely. Although oh yes, yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you, Doe Academy with the play egg well spam in chat. Yes, we did have Mercator build the well. Mercator plays Winter Pond. That's a nice minor improvement to have in this scenario. Better than Duck Pond in that you get one food like immediately in this round, which Duck Pond does not give you. Oh, generally I think probably other stuff could be better, but so this is definitely. I would love to take 6 wood, but how do I not triple build here? Right, I have to. Three Y. Yeah, this is pretty stupid. Like I'm passing 6 wood, which is too bad, but Thatcher needs to start player here, or else I get to grow ahead of Thatcher. Timetable. So I wonder what minor improvements Thatcher took that they're going to pay with timetable. There was the drained pond for the reed. There was the cooking improvement for the stone, and then there's plenty of wood miners. So yeah, probably guessing they have. Let's guess that they have drained pond. They have the 3 food for 1 stone and a point if you have a cooking improvement, whatever card that is, and then the wood miner is easy to get. And Ray Krabs gets 6 wood at the start of round 7. Could think about double building 2 clay rooms. Ray could have almost filled up his farm with no fields. Like he could have done some really silly stuff. One wood into stone reed. So you're thinking reed for Basket Maker's Workshop, maybe? I definitely. I think. I'm not sure what I should be doing here. So the thing is, if I take the 3 stone, then I basically guarantee myself all 3 of these, I think. Or at least 2 of them. Because if I take these, then, like, nobody else can, basically, is the way I'm looking at it. However, I do need to play Overachiever as well. That's a good point. Yeah, so in order for me to play Overachiever, I do have to take food here. That is an excellent point. So wood, get an extra clay, and then I will take a. I think I want pottery ahead of basket makers. Yeah, taking an extra reed is more dubious. Well, which is better? Like, I think I really want pottery. So I think I take clay, stone here, and then food. Like, pottery is worth so much as, in this situation. Yeah, I do need the food. It is possible that Ray Krebs will first action build 2 rooms, in which case I would not be able to play Overachiever before my first family growth. Question is, would I consider delaying in order to do that? I'm not sure. Bone Collector here for Thatcher. I wonder if Thatcher will play Sunday Worker, or Sunday School. Pottery and dovetail. Yeah, like joinery should be pretty safe, although wood has been very plentiful in this game. Um, I definitely don't. So the thing about overachiever is it saves you a resource. So I don't necessarily want to overachieve, use the major for joinery, just because the joinery will be free after I play dovetail. So I do kind of like the idea of saving joinery for like a start player action. And we did correctly predict that Thatcher has drained pond. And unfortunately, it looks like Ray Krebs is going to build a room. Because if he doesn't, Mercator builds a room. Although, I don't know. I'm going to hope he's tempted by like 4 stone or something. Yeah, we were right about Thatcher having drained pond. We do need actions. So if I have to give up on overachieving on my first family growth, I will. Yeah, Ray builds 2 rooms here. I could play overachiever here and gamble that he's not going to start player, but I don't think it's worth it. I think it's probably too risky. So I will start player here, and I can play dovetail joints. Could maybe play kindling. I could think about guest as well. I think probably dovetail joints is fine. Doe says Aqua Wheel most likely. Yeah, you know what, guys? I've been talking as if I needed to family growth. I totally forgot. I'm not growing till round 9. I've been so confused. I've been so confused. Bounty is interesting. Yes. Bounty is very interesting here. I think the problem I'll have with Bounty is the food. I don't know if I'll have the food to play it. But yes, I could minor Bounty into joinery. Free joinery, or minor bounty into pottery. Both of those are options. I could also play guest. Guest is interesting. This my type of game really, like the game that I'm playing really benefits from acceleration. Like the more times I can get on the 1 wood space, like I'm just gaining so much from that. Yay, occupation came back. So we play overachiever. Everyone saw Mendicant in the draft, right? It was my 5th pick. So yeah, they should all be expecting it at some point. Okay. Yeah, I could play Bounty into Pottery. I could play Guest into Pottery. I could play Kindling into Pottery. Any of those are viable. I think playing Bounty is quite interesting here. I'm going to gamble that Mercator does not want joinery. So I'm going to play Bounty into Pottery here. And I only have 1 more action, so I will discount a clay. And pay a food for a vegetable. Debt Collector should come out soon. Debt Collector, I don't think needs to come out till round 11 now. The reason I was talking about debt collector for family growth round 13 was because of overachiever. But building 3 rooms, I think, says I'm just going to family growth 3 times with room, so I don't care about the round 13 action. I really want plow sow round 14, I think is probably. Or, if not plow sow, I want control over the first action so that I can get Reno in round 14 with my 5 room stone house. So at the moment, I can eat a clay, so I have 4 food. So I need to pick up 1 more food with my second action. So taking 1 stone gives me 2 food. I could just major minor joinery. That's an option as well. Build a stable. I actually kind of like that. I'm a little worried about Mercator taking it, just with the 5 stone in hand. Although joinery is not usually that high in demand. I could take 1 stone and then collect reed, but the 1 stone space is like quite a bit worse than the 1 vegetable. Yeah, I think I like building the joinery here. It's worth quite a bit for me. I get a free stable. I get to pay for a veg. Yeah, I think it's worth a lot to do this move. Then I feed a clay, a wood, and a food. Whoops, -2 there. Yeah, the only downside now is I don't have food to play guest. It would be kind of nice to be able to play guest, but Thatcher plays treasure hunter. I wonder if Mercator will start player, and that'll mean I'll get 6 wood. That'd be kind of neat if that was the case. It would also be nice to get the 5 reed. If I get 5 reed, that guarantees me the Basket Maker's Workshop. So, yeah. If I don't take 5 reed and it comes back to Mercator, like, I'm pretty sure Mercator will take the 4 reed here. Well, yeah, so Reed, yeah, Mercator will start player, yeah, because Ray will family growth, Mercator will start player, so that means I get effective first resource grab. So it'll be interesting to see. There's 6 clay, there's 3 wood, that might be 6 wood, there might be 5 reed. We'll see what comes around. These guys still have a couple more actions, so. And then try to make my farm pretty. Start plowing. No, I think I need more. I need to make my feeding better. So that's kind of why I want Basket Maker's Workshop. Because what I have now is not going to be enough. Manure shoveler here. This is unusual. I have to imagine Ray maybe... Is Ray worried about losing out on Head of the Revolution? Maybe? That's why they played Manure Shoveler. But why? I don't know. Oh, when did they play Machete? I totally missed that. Yeah, Manure Shoveler seems pretty good. I just don't see... I guess he played Machete, so that's what he's thinking about. He gets to harvest all his grain right away. I don't know. Maybe he has a 4... Maybe he has like Quarry or Swan Lake or something. Some 4 occupation minor improvement. Which is why he played it here. I'm just looking at the 6 clay, 4 reed and saying, why would you not take those instead? But... who knows? Would have been nice to get wild fruit out before my bounty. Because I don't get the food from it anymore. The wild fruit could have paid for my bounty, actually. But I can't complain about how things have turned out. This has been an excellent start for me. Um, yeah. I just need wood now. Need wood, lots of wood. I need wood, but also taking 5 reed would be something else. No, okay, Mercator takes the reed. Okay. So I'm pretty sure Mercator's going to reno Basket Maker's Workshop. I could overachieve Basket Maker's Workshop, but I'm not going to get a family growth action ahead of Mercator. There's also 8 clay available. This is like pretty silly. But yeah, 6 wood is a first action. I cannot complain about that. I could actually 1 reed into Basket Maker's Workshop, because 1 reed is a fine enough action for me, and then just Major Minor build. But I think Mercator would probably reno to build ahead of me, I would imagine. Okay. So I get 6 wood, which is excellent. 6 wood and a clay, which is really excellent. Yeah, Cactus Farmer is so good. Whoa! Okay, yeah, I'll definitely take this. I can't play Guest because I can't afford it. I could play Kindling. I think, though, I just play Wild Fruit. Wild Fruit. Now if I go on the 1 green space, I get a food from it, and if I build the Basket Maker's Workshop, I can buy the bounty veg. Where's Rent Keeper when you need him? Yeah. You know what else would be good here? Animal Tamer's Apprentice. Animal Tamer's Apprentice would have been awesome. Get Boar each round. And then, especially with my Kindling, I should be able to Cooking Hearth fairly easily. I wonder if Mercator thought I was going to be tempted by the 8 clay. 8 clay is excellent for my pottery, but I mean, I want to grow faster. I'll probably try to play Guest on Family Growth round 11. Or do I play Kindling? I could play Kindling. Kindling into Cooking Hearth or Kindling into Fireplace. No, I won't have enough clay since that other clay action just went to Ray. Pretty sure we're going to see Mercator reno. Oh, interesting. Well, the Basket Maker's Workshop just became available to me because Mercator is playing Backdoor. And wow, I actually can double grow with Backdoor. Holy! I can double grow with Backdoor. And then we've got Animal Trap. And he didn't reno, which is kind of unusual. So that's why, this is the real reason that I got that action. Alright, so I'm taking... Okay, so Backdoor, I'm going to Backdoor double grow next round. I could do it with my first action because that gets me Overachiever Basket Maker's Workshop. I do need a lot of food. That's a good observation. So anyways, taking 1 reed for sure. And then I'll take plus R clay wood, I think. Or plus, sorry, I can only take 2 things. Plus C wood FF. Just in case I don't get a clay for some reason. Yeah, no, I think my feeding is fine. I think I'll take Basket Maker's Workshop over Clay Oven. Because that gets me 7, and 7 is enough. 7 is not quite enough. Is it? Wood, clay. I'll have 3, I'll need 8 food. So the last one should be very easy to get with a Dre action. Okay, so plus clay wood, plus FF. And then second action, maybe plow a field. I see what you guys are saying about getting the... oh, I need to play Debt Collector next round. So maybe I should debt collector here. The only problem with debt collectoring here is it means I can't play guest. I would like to play guest. I guess I don't have to play guest. I guess if I could play backdoor kindling. And then debt collector with this action. Yeah, and save my guest. Okay, let's try this. We'll put it on the space for round 14. So kindling actually lets me build the fireplace, 3 clay fireplace for 1 clay. So my action is backdoor. My improvements are backdoor, kindling, 1 clay for the 3 clay fireplace, and then 1 reed, 2 stone for the basket maker's workshop. Which means I'll have 1 move left remaining in the round, which I could take the 1 clay space with. And that would get me the clay that I would then be missing. It does suck passing. These are some good improvement actions going around, but it's going to be worth it. So backdoor onto the board, and then basket maker's workshop, save a read. Wow, the junior partner is paying off huge. Guest, backdoor, there's some good stuff around there. And then I'll pay with my wild fruit. Then on my second family growth, play kindling, and then overachieve fireplace for 1 clay plus stable. There we go. And now I can do stuff like start player, upgrade my fireplace to a cooking hearth, which lets me eat my vegetable more efficiently. There's lots of stuff I can do. Yeah, Overachiever is so nice. I love Overachiever. The ability to play 2 minors back to back, it makes a lot of the minor improvements a lot better in G4, 5, 6 because there's a lot of them that goes into cool stuff. MIDI-lol says 15 actions to make my farm pretty. I don't need 15. I need... Well, a lot of those actions will go into feeding my very large family, but we'll see. I think I'm in a great spot too. Yeah, I was in a great spot when I was able to triple build with clay supports and grow in order. Like, yikes. Toe Academy says 14 Mendicant. Oh, don't forget about Debt Collector, guys. So I have 15 still. 16 plus Forced Mendicant play. So 15. How many points did I get from that action? I grew my family twice, which is 6. I played Basket Maker's Workshop, which is 8. I played Fireplace, which is 9. Pretty good. 9-point action. Off of family growth. Usually 9-point actions only come from Plow Sow. Not even Plow Sow is worth 9. Usually Plow Sow is like 4 or 5. Sometimes Fence. Fence is often worth like 9 points. That's because you save up all game. I could take a good wood action, or I could take 1 clay. So I need 8 food. Pottery, joinery, basket maker's workshop gets me enough with my 1 food on my board. So So I could take wood here and get a clay. I don't actually need to take the one reed. If it was 3 clay or 3 wood or 2 wood, I would definitely take the 1 clay, I think, to maintain a 1 resource space. But I think the 4 wood is a great action. More than 9. Oh, I got a vegetable and a stable. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so 11. Yeah, I forgot about the vegetable and the stable. There was just too much going on there. 11-point action. Yeah, pretty good. Now, to be fair, technically it's 2 actions back to back, but I mean, it's 1 move, right? F would CR to feed 8. Yeah, it's a pretty stupid game. Just very, very strong for me. I don't know what these guys... Like, Ray is looking like he has kind of a neat setup, but it just doesn't matter because how is he going to beat all the improvement points I'm going to have? Now, to be fair, if people are growing really quickly, there won't be great resource actions for me to get. Like, the one thing about Pottery, Joinery, Basket Maker's Workshop, you want those 2-point actions in round 14 that would not otherwise be available. Sometimes even more than that, but, I mean, I'm going to be getting so much out of 1 action that I think I'm not too worried about it. Like, I'll sit on that 1 wood action for the rest of the game, which is pretty silly. Oh, something weird happened. People moved each other around. Uh-oh. Thatcher wanted to sow. Not allowed. Yeah, so I could go for clay oven or stone oven, but I think my clay is better put to my pottery and my stone is better put to renovating to a stone house. Stone oven would be like a fallback. Yeah, pretty funny that I've had clay supports, in my last 3 games? Is that right? Because I had it yesterday for sure, because I did it with Bricklayer. And I will say, I think you guys, thinking about it, you guys are probably right. I should have gone for like a huge stone house. Because I kind of said like, oh, maybe I could do like 9 rooms, but I'm limited by the reed. Yeah, there was that 4 reed action in the middle of the game in my last video. And then if I had taken that, then I could have done some big stuff. Especially because fencing 12 was just to occupy my farm. Like, I could have fenced tighter and gotten more points from pastures. Yeah. I mean, I screwed up that game pretty badly. I screwed up that game quite badly yesterday. I was definitely not... I didn't play that well. Like, Ray's got this kind of neat setup with his machete, but he's used all of his farm. Like, I think he's in a bit of trouble. He just used up too much of his farm. Point ceiling's a little too low, I think. Okay, well, there's 4 stone available there, but there's 6 wood. Now, I do like plow, because I definitely want to get my plowing done. But I think 6 wood is too good to pass up on. So yeah, a bounty got me 3 vegetables, which is crazy. How often does that happen? I guess usually if you're playing bounty, it's only because you think there's a chance that you get all 3, or at least you get 2. Yeah, the problem with the Basket Makers Workshop pottery joinery is that they normally just take too many actions. But I had such easy access to stone this game. Man, like I want 4 stone, I want pot, plow a field. But if I don't get those, like 1 wood, grain is fine. Taking animals are fine. Doe Academy says you were spot on with Clay Worker, has been amazing for you. Yep. Yeah, Clay Worker with Overachiever is a really nice combo. Because it just gives you all those major improvements. Hey, there's a free... Well, no, it's not free. There's a 1 clay fireplace available for me if I want to build it on Start Player. I think 4 stone is appealing enough that I would take 4 stone ahead of Start Player, but if Start Player comes back to me after I take 4 stone, I'll do it. 4 stone to get Plow Sow round 13. Yeah. Looks pretty strong. Yeah, happily take the 4 stone. So I'm pretty sure Start Player is going to get grabbed, but in the event that it doesn't. Plow. If Plow came back, Plow coming back would be as good as Start Player coming back. Which I think Mercator will take Plow. Oh, I never highlighted Wolf. Wolf is a great card. Plow is important enough to pass Start Player, maybe. Thatcher, Start Player, Sleeping Corner. Ooh, this is really good for Thatcher. That's huge for Thatcher. Gets to grow with their last action. Yeah, I guess only Mercator and I can plow, at this point. Like, Thatcher maybe wants to plow, but plow is not that much better than just fencing. Although I guess he'll want to fence tight, won't he? Yeah, he'll fence tight along the bottom here. And then that stone is... Getting that stone is probably... Yeah, getting the stone in the reed. He set up his farm nicely, I have to say. Like, covering all his spaces will get him the resources to reno to a stone house. Although, considering he has 3 grain fields, he might want stone oven, but... Thatcher asking, Debt Collector is final round? Yes. Yeah, Mercator, plowed, which is not too surprising. So I probably want to take a vegetable here. The question is, what else do I want to do? Do I want to take animals? Like, do I take clay here? I think the clay won't get taken by anybody else, so I don't think I take clay here. I think I take grain, I take 1 wood, and then what's my third action? 1 cattle, maybe? I would start play around 13. I do need the food, yes. I would definitely consider start play around 13 with my first move, because it lets me play the fireplace first of all, but it also lets me, like, I could play guest, and having 2 actions at the start of round 14 would be kind of cool, because then I could plow sow if I don't get any other plow actions. which would be quite nice. And then I'm only paying a food to myself. I'm not paying a food to an opponent. Yeah, I guess I would play Guest over Fireplace because Guest gets me something in round 14, whereas Fireplace would leave me the option to do. Fireplace would leave me the option to play it for the Rooster bonus in round 14. Would be another 2-point action. I'll definitely do 1 foot, and I do need to get my Mendicant out as well, for sure. Want to get my fencing done, absolutely. Ray plays Cash Crop. Well, that helps with your point ceiling, definitely. So grab 1 wood, get clay, reed, plus C plus RS. Yeah, I think I just take the stone here, and then I don't have to take stone anymore. And then 2 food. And then grain plus F. So yeah, I have this stuff to reno now. One, two, three, four, five. So Thatcher has 2 occupations left to play. Ray has 3 occupations left, but he's not getting any benefit out of his fencing master anymore. Mercator would like to. He's gotten good value out of his photographer, just needs to reno twice more to get max value. I could make these farms wider. I don't know why I didn't earlier. Normally I do. Thatcher plays Major Clay Oven, first action. Very interesting. I assume this is reno. Maybe recognizing how tight reno will be at the end of the game. Because, yeah, Mercator wants to reno. I want to reno. Wow, Ray goes for the stone. I can plow sow, or I can start player. I think I start player over plow sow. Mercator will start player. No, Mercator plow sowed. If plow could come back, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. Yeah, Mercator wants to reno, Ray Krebs wants to reno, I want to reno. All 4 of us want to reno at the end of the game here. This is where Debt Collector is bonkers. I get 7 actions in round 14. I wish I had an occupation or a minor that's like you get points based on actions, number of players you place. Maybe that's an occupation I should make. Like you get with each action you take in the following round, you get 1 point per bonus point per move you do, or like a stage 1 occupation where you get name a round, you get 1 bonus point per move in that round or something like that. Something that combos with getting more than 5 actions. I think that would be entertaining. Every time you use an action space, something like that. that would combo with like Sunrise. Not Sunrise. What's the card I'm thinking of? The card where you go on one grade and bounce home. Can't think of it. So Mercator plowed. Not what I wanted to see him do, but that's fine. I do need food, but I think I need to play Mendicant here. I think if I delay Mendicant any longer, there's a chance that I get blocked out of it. And I really don't want to get blocked out of it. And I think the actions I want here are pretty low priority. I guess 2 sheep will probably get taken. I would have liked 2 sheep. But I mean, 5 food fishing and then wood seems fine. Although that third action will not be worth much. Yeah, maybe should have taken sheep first. Would have to be pay food per action? I don't think so. Like, look at Photographer. You just have to play it before you get any family growth action, and it's worth 5 points. Having to play point occupations early in the game is like very that balances itself. Same with Tutor. Now the problem with Braggart is because you can play Braggart with your last action round 14 and still get the full value out of it. That's why Braggart is so ridiculously strong. Because you don't have to reveal it early, you don't have to use an action on it early, you get to use an action on it late when you've already set up your whole game plan. Yeah. Someone took clay. Who took clay? That didn't need it. Someone took clay that didn't need it. Is Mercator going to build another clay room to fill his last spot? The problem with me taking stone last round was definitely that I not able to take stone here. Taking stone here is not particularly good for me. Grantor for 8 food. I feel a little better about taking what I did. Yeah, I guess food might get taken, sure. 5 food seems reasonable. And then 3 wood, 1 wood, maybe. Maybe I take the 3 wood first. Yeah, 3 wood plus a clay. And then 5 food and then 1 wood. Yeah, I could have cactus farmed even more this game, which is kind of crazy. Because my major improvements came so easily to me. I could have done even more cactus farming if I'd pulled like something that lets me return stables or turn stables into something else. So let's look at which of these miners are giving me points. Is Dovetail? I don't think so. No. So Dre does. Bounty does. And that's it for my... Oh, and then Wild Fruits does. Although I kind of already have a marker on it, although it is technically the 1 food remaining marker. Yeah, I've dropped a lot of frames. Our internet has not been as good recently. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully it's not too noticeable. wonder if people are torrenting on our connection. That's usually what it is. Or else watching Netflix. It's those two things. Because Netflix seems to have something where it just like uses all the internet that's available and it kills everything else. Mercator playing Stone Oven. Okay. So there's 2 food actions, so definitely one of them's coming back. So I'll take wood, plus clay, plus reed, I think. Yeah, reed turn into points faster than anything else. So taking reed seems good. I could get more clay off of the wood space, but I think probably just taking food is fine. I could also take reed here. Actually, 3 reed. If I eat reed twice more, then this is a 1-point move. Or fishing is similar. They're both similar. Very similar. I guess this is a little better. Although I have 7 actions next round, let's leave myself lots of options. I think taking food leaves me lots of options. Reed or food. Yeah, I'm not sure. Nobody else, like the reed is really not worth anything to anyone else. So I think I can take the food. F would C, or F, yeah, or would CR, 3 food. And then I actually need to take these off. So I have 2 bonus actions. So Reno Fence with 1 move and then Plow Sow with the other, I think. Plow Sow is not actually worth all that much for me, but it has the potential to be worth a lot more, so I think it's fine. Also, this is totally not the way to... 4 stables inside the big pasture is like the worst way to do it, but whatever. I shouldn't have this many guests. That's one too many actions. So if I get 2 food from Dre plus something else, then I don't actually have to convert reed, because then I can just eat a wood and a clay. Vegetable is a 4 food action. 4 food is actually comparatively bad compared to like traveling players or Dre on 1 stone. Which seems like it will be worth more. Thatcher taking the 2-point plow. I guess it denies me a 3-point action. So now my next two moves are taking animals, and then the rest of my moves will be taking resources. I thought Thatcher was set. Oh, he built clay oven. That's why he couldn't reno again. He built clay oven. I forgot about that. So I'll grab a boar. Actually, I should be taking sheep, shouldn't I? Because Mercator doesn't have sheep, but he does have boar. And then keeping in mind, start player is a 2-point move if I build the fireplace. Yeah, it's too bad I'm going to be one plow short. I wonder where the... Oh, there's that minor improvement that lets you sow the field. I wonder if Mercator has that. Because that would let him fill his farm. So that would be quite nice. For Thatcher, it's not quite as good, just because Thatcher, it's his 6th field, so it's 1 point less for the 6th field, but for Mercator, certainly would be a nice action here. I assume Thatcher is building stables here with that wood grab. Probably building 2 stables. Maybe just denying points from me. Yeah, start player fireplace. Yeah, that's... Didn't I just talk about that? I'm not sure how much of a stream delay there is. Save C and then get a point from Rooster. Yeah, I think Thatcher doesn't have points, so it's just taking points away from me. Which is fine. I have lots of good actions available. Reed is available. Reed, 3 wood, 4 clay. I get 3 of those actions. I don't see how I don't. 1 wood. Yeah, 1 wood, 3 wood, 2 4 clay actions, and a 4 reed action. I'm definitely getting 3 of those, so that's enough for a big farm. Big points. 3 wood is actually probably the worst of them. Yeah, 1 wood is way better than 3 wood, which is funny. So I'll go for the reed first. That's probably my next best action. Okay, so these guys passed me some crazy good cards. I definitely have to go back and look at the draft. I think I might have benefited from sitting after Mercator. I mean, Wolf is quite good. I don't know if I would take Photographer over, like... So what did he pass me? He passed me Deck Collector and Cactus Farmer. Yeah, I think probably that was a mistake. Like, he probably took Wolf over Cactus Farmer or Deck Collector. Mercator says I have nothing to do. Yeah. Takes my 3 read action. I'll take clay, get a bonus clay. They're just using their actions to take my resources. Which is pretty funny. Thatcher did 1 vegetable. I mean, vegetable's the point. What are you talking about? So take 1 wood. And then I get a clay, and then I get food. C, food, and then I'll take 2 reed, I guess. Or do I take 2 wood? I guess 2 reed, 2 wood, it's pretty equivalent. Reed wood maybe? Yeah, I guess that gets me to a threshold in both of those numbers. And then if my last action is day labor, or 1 grain, even, well, yeah, 1 grain is a 2.2 food move. It's also been a while since I've streamed this late in the day. Don't normally stream this late, so maybe our internet is less stable at this time, just because we're on cable, so we share with other people. The one roommate who's never home is home at this time of night. Thatcher scores 44. $48 for Ray. So I'll get the last thing off of fruits, take a grain, and then 8 food, and a clay to feed 10, and end the game. So I have whatever I score plus 4. 53 looks like. So 48 for Ray, 53, 44 for Thatcher. Yeah, pretty strong. And that's with a couple negatives. That's with a negative on field, negative on unused pasture, and negative on boar. Yeah, this is a pretty good game. Pretty good. 45 for Mercator. So pretty big win. I was pretty confident when I got to build 3 rooms. when you get to do your first room in sequence for the 3rd growth, and also build 3 rooms at the same time, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good situation to be in. Yeah. Take a quick look at this draft. Maybe take a peek from Mercator's point of view. See what they took, because I think they may have maybe made a mistake or two that benefited me. 334, 594. Let's look at mine first. See if I made any glaring errors. Overachiever. So Wheelbarrow Pusher, Head of the Revolution's power is quite a bit higher than Wheelbarrow Pusher. Makes sense. I mean, I took Wheelbarrow Pusher because of the synergy with Overachiever. Much better with Overachiever, getting you stone early in the game. Debt Collector, easy pick. It's power 3-7. That's gone down. It was like 4-5 a while ago. Cactus Farmer's power at 5. Yeah, this card is still getting undervalued. This card is amazing. Cactus Farmer is amazing. It lets you play a minor improvement right away. Okay, it does a couple things. If you need to build the first fireplace, it gets you the first fireplace, because it can be the first major improvement action available in the game. It can get you a stable right away as soon as you play it. It can let you play, if you have Animal Pen, if you have Quarry, if you have Swan Lake, if you have some high value miner that you need to push out as quick as possible, Cactus Farmer lets you do it and gets you a stable while you do it. Like, this card is awesome. Mendicant here ended up working. Oh, jeez. Don't ping me, people. Mute sound. I don't like when people do that. It's too noisy. Mendicant, sure. Fence Builder, yeah, I wasn't going to play any of those. Clay Worker was huge. 7th pick, Clay Worker. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. And then first pick Dre, makes a lot of sense. Or no, first pick Clay Supports. And second pick Dre, Dovetail Joints. Yeah, looks fine. Outhouse was like the worst card here by quite a bit. Bounty, yeah. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. And we'll take a quick look at maybe Mercator and Ray Krebs' draft. So first pick, Wolf. 4.9. Wow. Wolf is still undervalued too. Usually picked second. Should be picked higher, it looks like. Photographer. I mean, its power is higher than Deck Collector. It is drafted 0.36 later. So that does factor into the power. So I wonder if that means these two are equivalent power cards. In a vacuum, I would take Deck Collector. I mean, Deck Collector is just so good. I think Deck Collector is the better card. But, I mean, higher power Photographer, so the draft position is valued and valued into that. So which card is stronger? I think it's not clear that Photographer is better than Deck Collector because it is drafted later on average. Not much later, but later. So third pick under Gardner. So this is a big... Yeah, I think this is like pretty unforgivable here. So why does he take under Gardner? Has he seen something? Yeah, maybe just likes under Gardner over Cactus Farmer. Like Cactus Farmer, yeah. And then takes Grantor here. Yeah, so the rest of the cards I'm not too worried about. Junior Partner ended up being massive for him, which is hilarious. Part-Time Builder 6. This card is awesome. I love Part-Time Builder. I love it. I'm surprised it came all the way around. The first pick Backdoor over Cash Crop and Gray. Cash Crop went 4th. Bounty came all the way around to me 6th. Yeah, I think I was a bit of a beneficiary. And then Animal Trap over Winter Ponds and Rooster and Dovetail Joints. Interesting. Guest because it's passing, I guess. But the thing is, you leave the guest, you let someone else play it. Yeah. Sunday School. Yeah. I think, well, Winter Pond came all the way back to Mercator. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's funny. And then he got Nail Basket too. Yeah, this is a weird, yeah, I think Mercator maybe made a mistake in the draft, which benefited me quite a bit. Ending with 53, quite strong, so. Alright, that's going to be all from me. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. Hopefully the quality's been okay. It hasn't dropped too much. I will stream... I'll stream tomorrow. I'm on an Agricola kick right now, so yeah, look for me Monday in the afternoon. Probably like earlier, not as late as I did today. Definitely earlier, sometime in the afternoon. So look out for me then. If you're watching this on YouTube, and as I'm saying this, I'm watching my frame rate go up and down. If you're watching me on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitch, and then you, like Doe Academy, and like Midi Lalapusim, can say, talk to me and give me suggestions and stuff and everything, which I appreciate, and point out when I make mistakes, which I need. Obviously, when I'm commentating the games, it sounds like I definitely have been making some mistakes, so sorry about that. Yeah, I hadn't won in a couple games, so this is nice, so I'm happy about that. Okay, and that's all. Hope you enjoyed this little video, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.